Hi, I'm Kim from the Pratt Area Chamber of Commerce. Today I'm joined by Howell, who is running for County Clerk. Hi Holly, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
I'm glad you could join us today. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and why you're running for office?
Some of you might know me from the Treasurer's Office. I've worked there for almost 15 years. I'm a lifelong resident of Pratt County, and this is just one of those opportunities that just doesn't come along very often. It's an open seat, and I was encouraged, and I have had a lot of support in the last month and a half to try this. It's just one of those opportunities I just can't pass up. I think I have a lot of skills and qualities that make this office just really great for me.
It's almost like a good fit for you.
Yeah.
So you've been at the Treasurer's Office for how long now?
Right around 14 and a half years now.
So you've been in the county, you've worked for the county, you kind of see how it works a little bit.
Yes, and you know the Treasurer's Office and the Clerk's Office, there's some intermingling there, but no, it's like I see these taxpayers all the time, and it's like this is, when you come in December and you pay your taxes, this is like the final, but there's all this other entities that go into it, and this is the background work, and it's just one of those things that I think that could, my qualities that you might not see, I think would fit there.
Okay. So what do you think is the biggest challenge, if elected, that you would face as the county clerk?
Well, actually, some of the challenges I've already faced up to this point right now, I'm not one that, this has been very difficult for me to come out of my comfort zone. I'm a very shy person. I'm one of those people that is more of a listener. So I've had to, make some phone calls and make some messages that have been, a little bit difficult. And the other thing is that, I've worked in the courthouse with Lori for a long time, so this has been a challenge because I wish her all the best. It's just, this is an opportunity for me to better myself.
Right.
That's the only thing. It's like I'm not running against, I'm running for.
Okay. I like
so that's been very difficult. That's probably one of the most difficult things up till now.
Oh.
Some other things is that, here lately, when I was talking to people throughout the county, it's like, what are two areas that maybe this office could improve on? And one of them is the transparency. That's kind of been a big issue here lately. And so I have some thoughts and ideas on how to increase the transparency of the office, because you're kind of the liaison between the citizens of the county and the county commission. And because you take the secretary's notes and you make the agendas and that sort of thing. And, if the more information that taxpayers have, then that transparency is lessened. So that's kind of been, some people have pointed some of that out. And then the other one is, I'm very big into voter registration. I've been doing that since I was in college. I was really big into that when I was at KU, is voter registration and talking to young people. That's one of my goals, is to make sure that, I've seen some school groups come in, but why not be a public servant and go out to schools and do a spiel on why it's important to vote, especially in local elections.
Especially in local elections.
Especially in local elections.
So Holly, when you were out speaking to the constituents of Pratt County, what's one thing that really stuck out to you?
Well, one thing that's going on right now, one thing that really stuck out to me was there was a lot of questions on, with the corona going on, how do I vote? And there's been a lot of national news about mail-in ballots, and I think that needs to be cleared up a little bit. Kansas residents have the right to vote by mail through advanced voting. And I think that's really important to get out right now, because I've talked to young and old that are concerned about getting out to vote. Either they haven't left their house, or they have jobs that take them away from being able to either vote on election day or advance vote through the courthouse, which is also an available situation. But there are forms out there available. There's one on my Facebook page, which is Holly Howell for Pratt County Clerk, that you can send in with a copy of your driver's license, and then you'll get an advance ballot in the mail to vote with.
Awesome. Well, and that's a good thing to know, because with everything going on with the coronavirus, people not getting out, people locked in per se, that's a great option available to them. So.
Right.
So I know you're involved in the community and more than just the Treasurer's Office. Can you talk to me about how you're involved in our community?
Well, I'm active in the 4-H program. I have 2 children, 2 teenage daughters that are active in 4-H. I'm a member of the Pratt County Extension Executive Board, and through that I've been able to work with budgets and personnel issues, some of the things that go along with the clerk's office. difficult decisions that we've had to make there. And that kind of goes into the backside of the taxing entities and budgets and stuff like that. So I've seen it on that end. But I've been a member of that board. I've been a vice president of that for 2 years now. Yeah, 4-H is kind of my big deal. That's what I'm active in. It's like choose one thing and be good at it. So
that's right, and that's a great program to be
yeah
involved in. So what are you most excited to work on if elected to county clerk?
I think what I would be most excited on is to use those strengths that I have that you might not see working in the treasurer's office. In a different way. I'm, as far as like concise minutes and, agendas and one of the other things is giving information out. That's one of those things that we've noticed in this last few months as far as this whole corona, the courthouse has been close to the public and there has been misinformation. There's been all kinds of information because people assume if it's on Facebook, it must be true. It's not. So I've been trying to, what I see to fix that, but our office has been different than other offices in the courthouse. And, driver's license, so one of my goals within constraints is to have a social media presence because we don't have one. And I think that would be great because it'd be one stop to go for, if the landfill is closed or not. If, maybe a little blips about, there's a budget hearing coming up because people, being on the tax end, people don't understand the entities that go into that. So maybe, that goes back with transparency, giving the information out. So I think that would be something to work on. Our newspaper is only once a week, so the information is a little bit delayed. Well, if you could get the information out sooner,
Well, and as a chamber, I have a great, the story to go with that, because when they got the CBDG loans and we're getting the news out, it went out through the health department's webpage. So a lot of businesses didn't even see that because, unless you're involved with the health department, you might not actually like their Facebook page. And nothing against Darcy, she does a great job down there. But if I don't have to go there because I don't have children or I don't have that service, so if you didn't like that page, you didn't learn about it. So I think your idea of the transparency would be a great thing.
And that's, because I didn't start following the health department on Facebook until this whole started, just to get the information from it. But there's just different things. So if you had a one-stop place where everyone could contribute or within realms of being a government office, because even, it's like we've got, social media from another county that was doing misinformation for our driver's license program. And so we're, fielding all these phone calls of frustrated people. You got the wrong information. We're sorry. This is what's happening. So it's just on everyone's end just to make it
easier for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I like that idea. So my last question for you, your qualifications. I know you've worked in the courthouse for a while, and it sounds like we've kind of touched on those for a little bit, but you keep saying your qualities that people don't see.
Well, so, I am a graduate from K-State. That's one of the reasons that I'm purple here. But that was like a decision that I made to go back to school. So I figure that, I have, support from other departments in the courthouse, and I figure that if I can go back to school and relearn algebra and take a calculus class, then, I'm not afraid of learning new things at all. That's part of the qualities that I have. But again, I'm a good listener. I'm open to ideas. I think that, with everything that's going on, you got to be able to fine tune and know, what's the right information and the right information to give out. And I'm all about being transparent and that. I'm a hard worker. I've been with the county for this long, and I think it's a great way in which to better my role in the county. I've lived here all my life, and just to better be a public servant for them.
Well, thank you for your time today, Holly. Good luck in the election. If you have not registered to vote, please go out and register to vote. You have until Tuesday, July 14th to do that. You can do that by visiting the county clerk's office or by visiting their webpage, prattcounty.org. Primary elections are going to be held on Tuesday, August 4th, and election day is Tuesday, November 3rd. So don't forget, as Holly said, it's very important to vote in our local elections, so get out there and register and get out there and vote. Thank you. Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.